Morning guys. I put a video on YouTube maybe a couple of weeks ago, just explaining who I am, what I have, sarcoidosis, and I didn't think it would get many likes or shares or views, but surprisingly enough it had a few views, like more than I thought. So I thought I'd do another video. I've had some bad news in the last couple of weeks. So I went to hospital to see my lung consultant, my pulmonary consultant, and he's taken my driving licence off me, and it might not affect me to drive a car because I can walk everywhere, it doesn't bother me, but I drive a car transporter, so I need an HGV licence to go to work. I can't work, he's put me on the sick, he's told me he doesn't want me doing anything strenuous at work. So 22 years I've never been sick, or never taken a day off sick. Even through this sarcoidosis I've never taken a day off sick. I've taken days off to go to the hospital, but not sick days. My company's been very good to me in working around my illness and helping me out. So what do I do? You know, I'm going out for a walk now to try and clear my head, to try and stay sane, you know. What do? You've got no money coming in, you've got to try and figure something out. What can I do? Okay, let's talk about what's happened to me in the last year that's led up to this. That would be a good subject. So I'm on prednisolone, 30 milligrams of prednisolone last year. Let's go back to last year. 30 milligrams of prednisolone I was on last year, and it put me in hospital. What it did is it raised my blood sugar level. I've got what they call steroid induced diabetes, so it raised my blood sugar level. It put me in hospital. Palpitations, my blood sugar was 29, so if you're a diabetic, you know it should really be between 5 and 8. It was 29. So anyway, I was on insulin for a month. I managed to come off of insulin, diet controlled, and they lowered me off of the prednisolone, because that was what the prednisolone seemed to make me more ill than the sarcoidosis itself. So anyway, I in myself I seem to get better, and then in say October they realised that my liver, as I have it in my liver as well, my liver really wasn't functioning very well at all. Let's turn me on. So my liver wasn't functioning very well at all, so they needed to put the steroids back up. So they put the steroids back up, and within 2 weeks I was back in hospital again. My blood sugar was all over the place. Everything was, I wasn't in a good place. So they lowered me. They started to give me this methotrexate, and they said, "I will give you methotrexate. We'll lower the prednisolone." So okay. In April, I really wasn't happy with like the doctors are trying their best, but they don't know a lot about sarcoidosis, and I pushed and pushed, and in the end I got referred to the Royal Brompton Hospital in London. Fantastic hospital, fantastic doctors, and now they kind of oversee my treatment, and they liaise with the Luton and Dunstable Hospital. So anyway, I was on the methotrexate, so April, saying April, they realised that the methotrexate was damaging my liver even more. So they took me off the methotrexate, told me to stop the methotrexate, put me back on the steroids, because they said, the words that they said is, we can treat all the symptoms of the steroids, all the symptoms that you have through your medication, we can treat the side effects, but you need to take the steroids for your sarcoidosis. So I went back on the prednisolone, and what the Royal Brompton Hospital suggested is that they give me a short, sharp shock of very high dose prednisolone. They call it methylprednisolone. I think that's how you pronounce it. So anyway, I parked my lorry up on the Saturday morning, and I was due to have these methylprednisolone infusions on the Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, 3 days of treatment. And when I parked my lorry up on the Saturday, I felt better than I'd felt in a long time. The only thing is, the doctors are saying that inside the sarcoidosis is kind of ravaging. So I had my Monday dose of methylprednisolone. So you go to the hospital, if you've never had it done, you go to the hospital and you it's like a drip. They feed it into you intravenously. So Monday I was okay. I never slept a wink on Monday at all. My brain was in overdrive. I never slept a wink. So the Tuesday I woke up, my blood sugar was 15. Now my blood sugar's been between 5 and 8 for over a year now. I've got it under diet control. I've been doing really well. So the Tuesday on the Tuesday I went for my methylprednisolone infusions again, and again I came away from there, wasn't feeling too great. Woke up the next morning. I didn't wake up actually. I might have got a half an hour sleep through the night. This stuff, it just keeps you awake. In the end, after my infusions, I never slept for a week. So I woke up on the Tuesday morning, checked my blood sugar. My blood sugar was like 18. So my blood sugar's getting high now. So I took myself to the diabetes clinic at the hospital which I'm under, and expressed my concerns to them. So they gave me some. What did they give me? They gave me some diabetes tablets anyway to help me out, just to control it. And went for my 3rd infusion. So before you go for the infusion, they check your blood sugar. So they checked my blood sugar. It was like 18. I had my infusion. My blood sugar was 22. So my blood sugar's still rising. So I went home on the 3rd day, thinking that's it. You know, I have a day off tomorrow, and then I'll go back to work on the Friday. So yeah, I went home, chilled out, never slept a wink again, and then I was getting severe palpitations, like heartbeats. I couldn't breathe, even to walk up the stairs. I was struggling to breathe, everything. I went to the hospital. They were worried. They kept me in as an inpatient overnight. Was I in 1 night or 2 nights? Anyway, so this is going back when? So it's beginning of September. So it's like 6 weeks ago now. So anyway, they sent me home. They said I would get better. If I feel worse, come back to the hospital. So anyway, 2 days later, so this is on the Monday morning now, the following Monday morning, so it's a week later after my first infusion. So I really wasn't feeling right. Confusion. I couldn't even fold the washing and put it in into piles because my brain couldn't think what piles to put it in. I was really struggling to breathe, like I've never really struggled. I've struggled before with this sarcoidosis because it affects your breathing. Never struggled like this. So my brother-in-law, he lives 10-minute walk. So I managed to walk to his house, and I walked through his door and collapsed. And my heart was pounding. They called the ambulance for me, and by the time the ambulance arrived, I was sweating so much that my t-shirt, my polo shirt, was wringing wet. I was sweating so much that when they put the ECG monitor on me, that the stickers, as soon as they stuck them on, they were struggling to get them to stay on because they were just falling off. So they took me to hospital in the ambulance, and I stayed in there for 17 days. 17 days in hospital. So what was frustrating in hospital was the when I get out of breath, when I climb the stairs, when I walk, my heart palpitates, my heart beats fast. It's kind of I don't know, vibrates. It's a funny feeling, and I get out of breath very quickly if I walk up and down the stairs. I'm walking now, but I'm walking very slowly, and I seem to be having a good day today. So, but what the doctors seem to do is they come round after you've had like 3 days bed rest, and they put you on an ECG, and they say, well, we can't see what you're on about. You know, your heart's perfectly fine. Well, how about you do that test when I walk up the stairs? How about you do that test when I exert myself, you know, like I've explained to the doctors time after time, you know, and I'm in a hospital bed, so twice a day the doctors come round, always a different doctor. And one doctor says, oh, I think it's this, or one doctor says, oh, I think it's this. And then at the end of the week, you've seen about 20 doctors. It's like Chinese whisper. Nothing at the beginning what got said is what they end up concluding. So, anyway, after 17 days in hospital, I started to feel better. And, yeah, they released me from hospital. So I had 2 weeks off of work, So I work a four days on, 4 days off shift pattern. And that makes it very easy for me with my hospital appointments, because I can kind of arrange them for my 4 days off. It helps me. So anyway, I went back to work for 4 days. I wasn't feeling great. I was getting out of breath a lot, but I didn't do very much, you know. I took it easy for the first week back. So had 4 days off, had 3 days back at work. So I'd asked my boss, I said, look, I've got a hospital appointment, I don't want to miss this at all, you know, it's very important. No problem, he said, take a day off, go out to the hospital. So come back to work on the Friday for me, just do 1 more day. Okay, cool. So I goes to the hospital and told the doctor how I was feeling, told him how I was getting out of breath, told him how when I was just walking up the stairs in the hospital, my heart's beating out its chest, my neck swells up, so that it's almost like someone's strangling me, like my windpipe, you know, I can't breathe, like my top's too tight, like my neck's too tight. So after telling him and sitting down, he sat back and he says, you can't drive a lorry. Okay, well that's fair enough. He has a duty of care for me, not only for me but for any other people that perhaps I could put into harm if maybe anything happened to me while I was driving my lorry. So I said to him, okay, what about driving a car? He said, no, you can't drive a car, not until we find out what is wrong with you. Okay, so what about work? Can I do some work? No, can't do any work. I don't want you doing anything strenuous, anything stressful, until we find out what's wrong with you. So it's fair enough, you know. I actually feel like for once he's listened to me when I tell him how I feel. So now I'm in limbo. Now I'm waiting for a phone call. It's Sunday today, so I'm waiting for a phone call maybe tomorrow throughout the week to see what happens. I'm supposed to be going to Turkey in 2 weeks, 10 days. And the doctor, he's not even sure I can go to Turkey. He's going to speak to the doctors at the Royal Brompton Hospital and see what they come up with, see what they suggest. One thing I have noticed this morning, I had a lay-in this morning. I managed to get a little bit of sleep from about 3 o'clock in the morning onwards. One thing I noticed, when I wake up in the morning, I kind of feel better. My head feels better. I feel better in myself. And then I take my tablets. I take my prednisolone, I take my hydroxychloroquine, and I have alogliptin. Alogliptin is for my diabetes, so what that does is that when I take the prednisolone and it raises my blood sugar level, it levels my blood sugar. It keeps my blood sugar at a safe level. I don't know what drug it is. Is it a drug? Is it something that happens during the day? I don't know. But when I wake up in the morning, I haven't had my tablets. I feel half human. Then I take my tablets, and I feel ill. I feel horrible. I feel like a zombie, like a space zombie. So yeah, there's my story for today. I might do some more videos if I get some likes and shares, and people view my video. Then maybe I'll do some more. Maybe I'll keep you updated on my condition. Maybe maybe we can do something for charity. On my last video, I did say I'd like to do something for Sarcoidosis charity. Maybe I could set one up. Maybe I could work with the two Facebook groups that I'm on at the moment for sarcoidosis. Maybe I could do something with them to raise some money. But let's see what happens. Let's see if I get some views on this video first, and I'll keep you updated. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Cheers.